cheers to the friends of the market. 50 years ago, they launched a grassroots campaign to keep Pike Place Market when it was at risk for urban renewal. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. I am Mary Beccarella, Executive Director of the Pike Place Market, Preservation and Development Authority. Through insurmountable odds, determination, and an overwhelming passion for the market, they were able to protect this market from demolition by educating the Seattle voters. Not lost on us today, is it? As we stand here today, it's incredible to look around and see everything your friends have saved. And had the friends not succeeded, Seattle would have lost us. The challenges the market faced during the COVID-19 pandemic make the perfect time for this 50th anniversary. The Friends gave us a blueprint for saving the market, and the PDA and our whole community and the foundation drew on that during this pandemic. It helped us navigate the challenges, renewed our community's reliance on each other, and reminded all of us of the need to take care of one another. The market reflects the soul of the city, and the Friends saw it as a place for them to go to experience what the city is truly about, a place of respite, or to immerse ourselves in a bid for what matters most in our lives. Friends saved the market for our community, and that community is a tapestry of all that Seattle is made of. And they didn't preserve it for a moment in time or as a museum or what happened in its 114 years. But as a matter of fact, it's a role model for ingenuity, entrepreneurialism, grit, determination, and compassion. And over the years, though we've had many challenges and tough times that the city has seen, it has been an inspiration. The market is a city within a city. It's its own ecosystem that represents the very best of Seattle. Woo! There have been a lot of great stories in the last few months about the 50th anniversary, our friends of the market, and what they accomplished and they're still accomplishing. We have a new documentary that was produced to tell the story, and I encourage you to watch it. You can go back in the archives and read all about this. A lot has been said, and I hope we all take it to heart as we move on from this day. I want to quote from an article that Kenny Berger, one of our local historians, wrote for Crosscut on this 50th anniversary. He says, "The Friends and their supporters didn't just preserve the market. They grew it. They continued to shape it as the city grows. It's not static, but it's still a touchstone of Seattle's urban essence, and with all the features we say we want. Diversity, density, caring, color, and vibrancy, infused with localness and, of course, personalities. Those who have stewarded through the past half century can be very pleased that they've done it so well and are hopeful for the future. Pike Place Market wasn't saved to protect the past, but to guide us into the future. This is who we are and who we want to be." I want to thank our community, our businesses, our artists, our farmers, our social services, the City of Seattle, our leaders, and the Market Foundation for everything they do every day to keep this market going. But especially to the Friends of the Market. Especially to the Friends of the Market who led the way and to this day continue the story. And I get the great pleasure of introducing Victor Steinberg's son, Peter Steinberg, an advocate and does so much for the city. Thank you very much.
Mary, thank you so much. That was a great opening here. And thank you all for being here today. Unfortunately, the weather is down for us, or briefly, let's hope at least. I'm so thrilled to be here. This is a generational event here, and it's been nearly a generation since the market was saved 50 years ago. I don't know that I'll be here 50 years from now, maybe, but they'll be celebrating again the 100th anniversary. So for 114 years, ever since 1907, when Seattle City Councilman Thomas P. Revelle introduced the famed ordinance, which created a farmer's market to fend off the middlemen, gougers, and commission houses. Seattle's beloved Pike Place Market has withstood the test of time. The effort to save the Pike Place Market 50 years ago was instrumental for Seattle, not only for Seattle, but for the whole nation. For me, the effort was where I learned my civics lessons, egalitarian and community values, early on in life. In fact, it was half of my life, from age 7 to 14, that I learned those lessons at the side of my father, Victor Steinbrook, in the epic battle to save the Pike Place Market. I also learned something about the inner workings of City Hall way before my time: populist politics, grassroots organizing, power to the people. I learned all those things. And through those experiences, I came to really understand the concept, meet the producer. Meet the producer. Right here, I learned to love the sweet taste of just picked carrots, fruits, and berries. Fresh ground peanut butter at the deli with a big dill pickle to dip it in. And so, on a cold winter's day, I also enjoyed the rich sopa de camarones labeled from a big steaming pot by the Bolivian immigrant Senor Perez at the Copacabana. At the time was a soup kitchen, a little bar. They're right over here in the sanitary. So you see, all of these things are still available today, which just warms my heart. As a young boy, I saw it starkly as an epic battle between the forces of good and evil, and a courageous fight for the survival of the local farmer, small businesses, common man, common people during a time of suburbanization, packaged foods, and supermarkets, a time of urban sterilization. There were many others who fought alongside my father. He once said 50,000 of them, men, women, children, shoppers, all walks, who were the foot soldiers. He also had his insiders, the moles at City Hall. One of them is here today, who shared secret dealings. It still goes on, doesn't it, Deputy Mayor Washington? Shared the secret dealings from inside the Department of Community Development. And Ed Segler here is one of the authors of the Market Ordinance, which has become the Magna Carta that guides and protects the market. Another unsung hero who we're singing praises for today, the ever-modest Jerry Thorne, whom I must say, Jerry deserves great recognition, our undying gratitude, and deep thanks. Jerry was the glue that held it all together, a calming force, always, a natural diplomat that my father was certainly not. There were many others now lost to history who should be acknowledged. The Friends office manager, and I call the angel of God, Elizabeth Tanner, who later devoted her life, the rest of her life, to working as a volunteer in the office of the Markets Foundation. There were architect visionaries, Ibsen Nelson, Fred Massetti, and there were great women leaders, Alice Rooney, Shirley Collins, who started the Sur La Table over here, by the way, and the nameless local farmers, artisans, and merchants who stuck their necks out and signed on to the Friends campaign publicly. So to sum it all up, on November 2nd, 1971, after 8 years of uncompromising political struggle, fighting City Hall, fighting the establishment, fighting even the media, voters resoundingly passed the Market Initiative. The final vote was 76,369 to 53,264. That was a pretty big landslide. In fact, it was a 3-to-1 majority. The initiative created this 7-acre district, now expanded to 9 acres, the historic district, and placed its ownership firmly, its uses and management under the public control of the Pike Development Authority, with the oversight and regulatory authority of the Market Historical Commission. Many of you today have served or are serving among them on the Market Historic Commission. So today the market still thrives as the oldest continuously operated farmers market in the United States. It hosts up to 15 million visitors a year. It was ultimately the will of the people. Let's hear it for you, Seattle. After one of the longest civic battles in Seattle's history that saved the market from the wrecking ball 50 years ago today. Today, the market has many, many more friends. In fact, we are all friends of the market now. Thank you. And now, it's my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce Seattle's Deputy Mayor, Tiffany Washington. She holds the policy portfolio of homelessness and human services, among other things. And we need you so much, and we're so grateful for your work, Mayor Washington.
I don't think I can top that, but as I try to get the mask out of my large hearing, I will. There you go. Thank you. So thank you all for having me here today. I am Deputy Mayor Tiffany Washington, and I am proud to be here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Citizens Initiative to Keep the Market. The market has always been vibrant and a unique part of this historic neighborhood. The market is an integral part of the city, beloved by tourists and residents alike. It simply could not exist without the passion and support of Seattle citizens, especially those who voted to keep the market. I am proud to be here on behalf of Mayor Durkin, who's at a climate conference in London, to present the market with this proclamation. Whereas 50 years ago on this day, the voters of Seattle overwhelmingly approved the Let's Keep the Market Citizens Ballot Initiative that saved Pike Place Market from certain destruction. And whereas the passage of the initiative created the Pike Place Market Historic District and preserved not only the public market complex, but the traditional uses, culture, and character of Pike Place Market, preserving a community of farmers, small independent businesses, specialty food, low-income and elderly residents, service agencies, and crafters. And whereas Pike Place Market has been thoughtfully preserved, maintained, and expanded for the benefit of all Seattle citizens and visitors and all of those who work or live here and support the life of the market. And whereas the challenging work of the Pike Place Market Historical Commission, the Pike Place Market Preservation and Development Authority, and the Pike Place Market Foundation has made the vision of Let's Keep the Market public initiative a reality. And whereas the work of preserving this place, the soul of Seattle, is an ongoing challenge that continues as we all work to support Pike Place Market and ensure vitality for future generations. And whereas we applaud the citizens of Seattle who saved Pike Place Market on November 2nd, 1971, and who continue to take action by working, shopping, donating, advocating, and volunteering to keep the market strong. Now therefore, I, Jenny A. Durkin, Mayor of Seattle, do hereby proclaim November 2nd, 2021 to be Let's Keep the Market Day. And with that, I would like to pass it on to Councilmember Lewis.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Washington, and thank you so much to Mayor Durkin for that proclamation. You know, I feel greatly honored as the Seattle City Council member who represents District 7, which includes the downtown neighborhood and includes Pike Place Market. I'm so proud to say that I get to represent the biggest civic gem in the city of Seattle. We're here commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Union Conceiving today. And we have been through quite a time over the last 2 years as I've been on the Seattle City Council. You know, Deputy Mayor Washington and I got to meet in City Hall for about 2 months, and then all of a sudden we were subsumed in this global pandemic that has dominated our life in the city for the past 2 years. And few neighborhoods have experienced the impact of COVID-19 harder than downtown Seattle, a place that is defined by our communal activities, by festivals, by coming together, by working in congregate spaces. And the centerpiece of all of that has been this market. I want to express some gratitude before we celebrate where we've come from on the legacy of that decision 50 years ago, for what it has meant for our downtown neighborhood in District 7 to have this civic jewel preserved, this community of people who live in the center of our city, these merchants who do business in the downtown Seattle neighborhood, the seniors who were not able to go to the grocery store but could still go to this market to get groceries to sustain themselves in the middle of the pandemic. As other institutions downtown closed, the market was the last redoubt of maintaining a livable downtown Seattle neighborhood, and that was the legacy that Seattle voters planted 50 years ago that was realized today in an unprecedented pandemic. We need to continue to build on this incredible work and maintain this incredible place that has been the center of who we are as Seattleites. And this is really encapsulated to me, as a council member, we stand on the shoulders of great council members who came before us. Councilmember Steinberg among them. And Peter, thank you for your service on the council, including maintaining this market during your time at City Hall. But Wing Lu is a personal hero of mine who served on the Seattle City Council and was a formative presence in the lead-up to preserving the market 50 years ago. And I wanted to share this quote. The friends of the market had better brush away right now any illusions that some magnanimous foundation or earthbound angel will come along to save the market with a tidy sum. We'll have to do it ourselves. And by persuading those who operate, use, or enjoy the market to carry the burden. And I like that quote because it set the stage of what it was going to take to save the Pike Place Market 50 years ago, to make sure that future generations could be heckled by people throwing fish while making a speech. And say it louder. But it's also a reminder that that work is never done. It is not taken for granted that the great civic placemaking of what this market is was a fait accompli 50 years ago. It takes the work of all of us continuing. It takes Lillian's work at the foundation. It takes Mary's work at the PDA. It takes the work of all of the people up here behind me, the friends of the market, and the merchants, and the people living here who made the market what it is. And that is why it's so great to be here today, not just to celebrate the anniversary, but see the turnout of the community members and the leaders who are continuing to make sure that we can have this same celebration 50 years from now and 50 years from then, because the market will still be here and still be a critical part of our city of Seattle. So with that, I want to turn it over to our next speaker, who is a great patron of the arts and the public places here in the city of Seattle, and a great partner with the work that we are doing at the city to preserve the market and so many other critical places. Our County Executive, Dow Constantine.
Well, thank you, Councilmember Lewis, and thanks to everyone for being here today. It is wonderful to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of a remarkable achievement in our city and our region's history. Just a few months ago, we gathered here, Mary, to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the county's Farmland Preservation Program. You'll remember at that time we were just at Pike Place here, and I was looking up and thinking back over the places here where I've worked and how much this has been a part of my life. And I was thinking about my grandfather, who during the Depression left his infant daughter and wife up in Everett with the in-laws to come down here and hold down 2 jobs to try to support the family and live right here at the hill in the market. This place is at the center of so many people's lives. It has played an important role in the life of so many in our community, and the opportunity to celebrate this 50th anniversary right on the heels of the 40th anniversary of the Farmland preservation work really brings it all together for me. You know, many, if not all of us, I hope all of us, have bought fresh produce and flowers here at the market. And you know, you don't always think about how unique it is that all of that produce has come from our local farms, and it's coming in from land, including a lot of land, some 16,000 acres protected by King County. Now we know that one of the biggest barriers for farmers today is access to farmland. And that's getting tougher because of the pressures around here, people coming here wanting to build, the prices are going up, and we have to work harder and harder all the time to preserve that land. But the more of it we preserve, the more people can enjoy the unique bounty of the, are there protesters? The unique bounty of the fertile soil and of the hard work of the producers that this spectacular place provides. You know, in fact, as many of you know, the market began with farmers and consumers looking for a way to create better access to buying and selling produce. And the big fight was over onions, in fact. There was a big run-up in onion prices, outrageous. And that is what really got Councilmember Revelle and the Seattle City Council moving on creating a public marketplace where the farmers and the consumers could meet directly. We wouldn't be able to celebrate the long-standing tradition of meeting the producers who bring their goods to this market weren't for the people of Seattle and their efforts to unite 50 years ago to keep Pike Place Market up and running and, yes, growing. I'm really grateful for the success of the Keep the Market initiative all those decades ago. I was in 4th grade, Peter. And you know, there were a lot of battles back then, and some of them were won and some of them were lost. We stayed Pioneer Square, but we didn't build a high-capacity transit system until now. But you know, the battles we won and indeed the battles we lost as well involved people uniting to preserve and nourish and foster the things that they care about, the things that matter, the things that speak to us about this place that we call home. All that effort, all that resolve, that's the key cornerstone of Seattle and cementing a legacy of an iconic scene that's now known the world over. This market is, in fact, the living soul of our region, of our city. And it is also a testament to what's possible when a community works together, when a community unites. It shows us that we are not mere victims of these forces that are washing over our region, but if we decide that we want something, we want to keep something, we want to create something, we can do it. It shows, yes. It shows that we can grow, and we can change, and we can also foster the things we value and the places we love. And together now, we can ensure the future of this marketplace and very practically ensure it as an equitable and sustainable source of food and part of our local food economy right now, right here, for all those who will follow us. So thank you so much for being here for the celebration. And it's now my pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of the Market Foundation, Lillian Sherman.
Too late. Thank you, Executive Constantine, Councilmember Lewis, Deputy Mayor Washington, Commissioner Steinberg, Mary, the PDA council members and staff who are with us today, Market Foundation board and staff who are here today, and the entire market community for standing together with the Friends of the Market to honor them for their remarkable work accomplished 50 years ago, and for standing together here today, committing to the ongoing work of keeping the market strong. Although the market holds a special place in our hearts, we know that it is not Friends of the Market have the foresight to include such a strong mission of community in their preservation and urban renewal. In honor of this milestone and in order to carry forth this community vision, the Market Foundation has created and seeded a Friends of the Market Fund within our community endowment. This fund is dedicated to supporting projects that carry on the Friends' work in preservation, advocacy, and education. I encourage you all to honor the Friends by contributing to this long-term fund. It has been the Market Foundation's honor to carry forward the vision set in motion by the Friends of the Market over the past decades. And with the help of this entire community, we will remain committed to engaging as many people as possible in investing financial resources to support every part of the market community. What I hope everyone will do after learning about how close we were to losing this place and how much love has been poured into making it what it is today, these three simple things. Be intentional about shopping at the market's 500 small businesses. Invest in this community by contributing to its future. And stand up for what you believe, because what did we learn? A small group of people truly can change the course of history. This market is yours, and we are grateful every day that the Friends saved it and that you continue to support it. Thank you all for coming.